all right. Jumping right into my watch list for today. We got AMD gapping up just a little bit. They had this out last night, and there's been some comments out on them. So, unveil strategy to lead the 1 trillion compute market and accelerate next growth phase. Very linear move since that April low. Consolidated a bit. We got that nice gap up. It has been a bit choppy in this range here, but now that we're gapping up a little bit out of here, maybe this is when we could find an entry and potentially get involved for that next push. Tesla, another one that built this very nice 5-6 month base with higher lows, pushed right through that Musk bought around the 380s, and now it's just been putting in higher lows. It's still tightening up right below this prior peak, big cup and handle going on, and basically the package that Musk got, and I'm just looking for really any push out of this range. But there's also TSLL, which is the 2x. There's also AMDL for those interested in the AMD 2x. But I mean, 4% ADR, is pretty good. Not too bad for taking the ETF side of things. Some battery names, EOSE, obviously the leader here. If it starts to build back over this 19s and this prior top, then some other names worth watching. SLDP, they had their earnings, just putting in all these wicks, but still tightening up the volume, pretty much drawing up on the pullbacks and making decent moves on good volume on its push. So any build over 730s, I'd be interested. QS is another one that's just been tightening up, hitting in higher lows. This a little bit choppy and big range in this base, but tightening up a little bit. So if the sector continues, then QS should be another one to go. FLNC, just another one that's in that same sector. So any push through my trend line here would be of interest. SES, a smaller cap name that is also in that battery field. So maybe any push over the 240s, 260s. I would be interested in joining that. I wouldn't, it would be okay and fine for another day here. Same with TE, given it's been a little wide in this entire area here, so I wouldn't mind either a little bit more consolidation. But if the sector is going to continue to go, then these are what I'm watching. LMMD had earnings gap out of this nice base last week, and now it's just hugging up against that 80s level. The volume just drawing up day by day. We get that big breakout on big volume, and then each day that we have just decreasing volume. So if we push up through that 80, volume starts to come back. Look for that next leg up and delayed reaction to their earnings. And then MOVE, I'm just looking for a potential liquidity trap here. We have about 46 million volume down to 1 million volume. There was a catalyst out yesterday on this, or 2 days ago, and the floats, I believe, like sub 1 million. So if it starts to build and break these prior day highs of what is this, 1370s or so, then that's a potentially trigger for a liquidity trap. That's what I got. I'm gonna pass it right over to Emil.
All right, thanks. Morning, everyone. So for me, this morning it's going to be CMCT. This one is a nano floater, so really not in a hurry with this, and it's still holding and going sideways. So ideally, it's going to have a blow off and push higher, like 12, 13. That would be something that I'm interested in, and ideally mid morning, so after 10:30. So zero interest for me here, even if it's going to break under pretty much 8. Zero interest, like I said, unless it's not going to go parabolic and it's going to reclaim pre-market highs and even slightly higher. So something around 13, it's what I'm thinking about, but we shall see. Also looking at Ford. Ford looks pretty good to me on a daily and pretty hot theme on this name. So Looking for any build up here. Yesterday had a nice base here. So any build up, I'm going to risk pretty much yesterday's lows. We shall see if it's going to have some follow through, but I'm expecting to, risk reward wise, it's looking pretty well with the risk at yesterday highs. But again, if we'll manage to build up and then we shall see if there is going to be any follow through. NU, this one been pretty choppy here, so it's a loose setup. Now it's breaking out in pre-market. Ideally, it's going to have a washout 1625-ish. We shall see something, maybe 1630-ish area. See if it's going to soak there, and then I might be interested in getting a long trade. Ideally, it's going to stay above 1620-ish. Or even low of yesterday. So even if it's going to give those dips, I really want to see that it's going to build up and then it's going to show some strength in order to take the trade in the first place. QS, this one had a nice drop yesterday into previous days lows, and as you can see, sort of all these lows from previous 3 days are pretty much close to each other. So what I'm thinking is maybe a weak open again versus 1550-ish area, and then give a risk at yesterday's lows, and if it's going to hold, then this might be a potential decent name for candidate for some follow through in the next few days. So I think if it's going to give those dips, if you keep risk at around 15, this one be good to go. ZIM, another name I'm watching. Again, it's basing nicely, but it's pretty loose. And if what I'm watching today is, weak open versus pretty much let's see 1525-ish, and then see if it's going to manage to hold that level, those levels, and then it's going to reclaim yesterday highs. That would be something that I'm interested. Path been all over the place in the past few days, but as you can see, it's building up here sort of. And also I do not have the moving averages here, but that's pretty much around 50 MA. So if it's going to hold and it's going to push pretty much through this level, which is 1460-ish, I am going to be interested in a long trade, and then I'm going to trail it, and probably I'm going to keep the stop at lows today if there is going to be any opening range break type of action. But either way, I would really like to see first some dips versus 1420-ish, and then that opening range break attempt, and then we shall see if 1460 it's going to be pierced or not. So yeah, pretty much that's what I have for today, guys. Good luck and catch you all in chat.
Good morning, guys. I've got open on watch, probably a top watch for me. And we're coming up on day 4 of this post-earnings move. And I'm not sure how much gas this has left in the tank, but to be honest, I think it would be healthy for it to pull back and consolidate a bit if it does want to leg up again. So can you guys hear me? No?
Yeah, I got you. I hear you.
Okay. Emil said he couldn't. Lost my train of thought. Okay. Ideally, we get some clear outs into yesterday's highs, or ideally a push into the 9 area to react to. Next up, I've got NBIS. This one was pretty tricky yesterday if you didn't respect the trend, but really nice fade into the close. I'll be looking for more of the same, and ideally we get some good clear outs post open into 108-ish, 110-ish to react to. HIMS, pretty similar chart to NBIS yesterday with the flush, reclaim, and then fade into the close. I'm keeping this one on radar to see if we can stay heavy under 40, and I'll look to join that trend as well. And the last name I'm watching is Rivian. I like how this is weak so far. I think, honestly, the weaker the better here for a continuation to the long side. So I'll be patient with it and wait for dips to start to firm up and absorb. And I'll be looking to join that trend. And that's it for me. So good luck, guys.
Yep. Thank you, Emil. Thank you, Nick. Hope you guys all have a